Hey, what is good, everybody? We are live. We are like really live. That's crazy to be live again. It's been a while, but we're here. So, because I was at EA Play, got to play a little Madden 19. And because I was there, I did a video on it, but I know there's some stuff I forgot. Like, I remembered it after, and I wasn't going to go back and edit it in. So, I wanted to have like a bit of a session for you guys who, still have other questions, and what I can't answer, I will. And if I don't know the answer, I can't. I can't. So that's what we're going to do. I see a couple people in the chat, a couple things already. Logan, Anthony, Scarecrow, Nebraska football fan forever, Josh, Magica, ScoMo the goat himself. That's a terrible name. That's a terrible name. So we're just going to let a couple people file in here. We'll get to all the questions. One big thing, what's going on with Madden Turf? I mean, we're coming back. We're coming back again. We're coming back again. We're going to do things a little bit differently, We got Vida, Brandon Marshall, Mackay, Carey, Hunter. What's the delay on ScoMo and Problems Info? I don't know. But let's get a couple people in here first, so like everyone can hear it. That's the whole point. And then we'll kick things off. Like I said, I'm just gonna go through the questions. If I miss your question, put it back in the chat. Like when you think that I'm about to be done answering the previous question. Does that make sense? Because there's gonna be a lot of people in here. What up, Sincere 360S? That's my guy, my man Matt. Mazuma Mark. Look, Mazuma Mark says, "Love your videos. You're real, not fake." That's so true. That's just me. That's just me. I'm wearing a hat today because my head is completely sunburnt and peeling, and it is disgusting. So you guys get hat CC for a couple days until my scalp actually heals itself, My man Teflon Don. Rex. Rex Gray says, "Not Madden 19 related. You doing subscriber challenge again?" We'll probably do something like that. I did see one question we can sort of answer: what legend I would want in Madden 19 the most. Honestly, I want to see Jim Brown in the game. I know that's a stretch based on their history, but that's who I would want to see. What do I think about we'll get into that. Can you make a catch or try? We'll get into all the stuff. So I'm going to give you guys one more minute, and then I'm just going to go. And then we're just going to go. Do we need a new scoreboard? I mean, a new scoreboard would be nice, but once you guys actually see the game, it just looks a lot different. So, like I said, we're going to get started shortly. And then we'll be there. You do have to put sunscreen on your head when you have no hair, yes. Very much so. More than anywhere else. It's bad. That's good. Let's get started. You guys have Madden 18 questions and stuff. We'll answer them at the end. How about that? The first question we're going to take is Squad Weekend League. I don't know. That obviously wasn't in there. They haven't announced it yet. I've been pushing for it. And the main reason I was pushing for it is because I wanted something to do like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday before they changed Weekend League to Thursdays. But with like the squad battles or whatever it's called and solo battles, we'll have something there for sure. Am I going to play more MUT squads in 19? Yes. What different formations are there defensively? Is Dime Flat making a comeback? I didn't see Dime Flat. Again, I didn't get to go through every playbook. The only thing I saw was Nickel Big G is a new formation, and it looked like it was pretty much everywhere. So think of it, so it was sort of like Big Nickel Bear-ish. If you forget to wash your head, do you get sunscreen dandruff? Sure. I'm drinking full throttle. I'm not drinking a beer. I don't drink beer at home. New formations on offense. I didn't see any. I know True Boy said he saw one, but I didn't see any personally. So I can't really go on that. Uh, what do I think the loyalty badges will give you? Um, Probably like a legend pack or an elite player or something. You know, the year-to-year carryover for loyalty stuff isn't normally very good. So, are the graphics the same or better? I think they're technically better. It's just different, right? It looks a little more refined. The player models are a lot bigger. It looks like a different game. It feels like a different game, but I like it. How are night games? We didn't get to play any games at nighttime. We didn't get to really do any of that. How is player movement and cut moves? It's clunky because everything's very slow, and apparently it's slow because of this whole real player motion thing that they have done. So everything feels real slow. It's not necessarily ineffective, right? There's a lot of effectiveness to things. If your timing is right, or based on, the computer was easy to fake out or juke out. User players were pretty easy to do as well. But generally, the people I was playing against, everyone's a big hit stick fan from the way that it's been in the past, so everyone's trying to hit stick. That's how it goes. Will ScoMo ever grow? No. Will we be getting a lot more Legends next year, or about the same amount as this year? Probably about the same. My understanding, at least, is the Legends that were in the game on the Legends team at EA Play is not necessarily the completed Legends team. There's probably still more to be added. How many? I don't know. Are the characters blocky? Do they feel weird? They look weird to me. Like I said, it feels like an arcade game. Like specifically, like Gronk was... He was huge. He was huge. Any info on the expanded Legend content? You're going to have to expand on that. Can linebackers take away multiple routes? Usering seemed a bit easier to me. You still could, but the computer isn't going to do a lot on its own. My understanding is that while the 91 zone threshold doesn't exist anymore at 91 zone, it's a progressive system once you get up into like the 90s. So even at that point, it's not that your player will always break or won't always break. They just have a higher chance of breaking, if that makes sense. Anything new with playbooks that I saw? Just plays. Really, a lot of defensive plays were added. Different coverage formations, blitzes, stuff like that was added to a lot of stuff. 4-6 normal got nothing. 4-4 didn't see anything new with. How did you become as cool as me? Well, a lot of work. Is there going to be a rookie premiere? I think so. I'm not going to say yes, but I think there is. Overall's the same as MUT 18 and Ultimate Team. I think the overalls are lower next year, but I think they're going to start a little lower. Which Hall of Fame player will I pick? Probably Urlacher or Woodson. Depends. If we get that player and we can actually upgrade them throughout the year, that changes your perspective. Do you think new movement will limit the amount of field a user linebacker can cover? Not really. No, it's all relative. How fast you could move. I was able to pick the computer off. Like I could bait the computer, no problem. So you can still move around pretty well. But you will want to have good agility on a user, not necessarily just speed at this point, I feel like. Do I think we get a Troy Polamalu? I mean, maybe. Will MUT be complicated because of player upgrades? No, I think it's going to be fairly simple, especially once we get into it. Are we going to get 100 overalls? Probably not. Does the field wear down as the game goes on? Didn't really look for it. Is Spat Catch back? In the version we played, Spat Catch was the most overpowered thing in the game, by far. Are there forced animations? Yeah, there is. Is Shikobi taking 3 week spots on Weekend League next year? I mean, if it's still 25 games, maybe. Based on what I've seen so far with the Madden 19 power-up system, will I utilize more power-ups in 19? Yeah, so the point about that, there's still, like, this year, there's only, like, it's on this MUT screen, right? There's still only certain cards that you can power up, if that makes sense. but every card will be able to be given your own chemistries and stuff. So you can't power up every card, but you can edit pretty much any card golden up, I think. And then when you change a chemistry or add an ability on a card, it's going to cost you probably some training points. If it's like a new one, like every card you get to do like one free chemistry on. And then from there, if you want to, you have to like remove it to sell it. So I mean, it's an extra step, but get in touch with Audible. I will buy any audio book I read from them. I wish. Let's see. The user's more like 18. They're still drop picks. You can't just hold Y. I didn't notice tattoos on anyone. Didn't see any officials on the field. Does the player take a giant cut, or is swerving still a thing? You can't really. I mean, Grant, it's so early. We couldn't swerve on this one. So I don't know. I've heard that pass interference exists now. Do you still have to put the middle linebacker in a deep blue for cover 2? I mean, you didn't have to do it in 17, you know? But the reason you had to do it this year was pre-91 zone, you know? And a lot of people started doing it because it was really easy to beat straight up the middle. In years past, people didn't really do that, so that's a thing. Who are the new legends? There wasn't a lot, which was sort of disappointing. Very disappointing. Squad solos, they're pretty easy if you can play them on the hardest level. I mean, we played a squad solo. Me, Toke, and Scomo played one. We won by 28 points on the hardest level. So, Sauce 1, what is good? Jeremy, thank you. Do I like chicken? Chicken's good. Do I think buying packs will be worth it? I mean, buying packs, it's a quick way. It's the quick way to go. You know, if you can buy packs, buy packs. If you can't, you can't. It's fine. There's going to be lots of ways to make coins. Does the running backs feel different from each other? We didn't really get to use, like, or I didn't use what I would consider a big back. We were using all, like, scat backs, Barry Sanders, LaDainian Tomlinson, Le'Veon Bell. So they all felt fairly similar. I think the trade block is a normal thing. I don't know if challenges are back. Are vert hooks less useless? Cloud, stop C routes. Yeah, so the zones, if you guys remember when Madden 18 came out, the zones didn't really play a lot. It's going to be similar to that. Maybe a tick better, but it's not going to be all that different. You're going to actually have to scheme to stop someone, if that makes sense. Solo battles easy. I will say, if you want to get top 100 in solo battles, you're going to have to play in the highest level. Do they have top player signature celebrations? I didn't see anything signature, but when you score in the end zone, you get to pick one of 4 celebrations. It's on the stick. I have not seen the MUT menus. There are penalties. Pass interference is a penalty. Auction house is still there. I haven't heard anything different. How are the handles? My love handles are good. Does Barry celebrate? No, you pick the celebration after you score. You can pick like individuals or team celebrations, and I'm sure there'll be stuff added in. New hit sticks feel bad. It's really hard to hit stick someone at this point. When can we have a Madden family meetup? Whenever I got time. Saving coins is, you just gotta be smart with your coins, guys. You just gotta be smart with your coins. It's not terribly that hard. One thing I haven't seen anyone ask a question on, so I want to cover, is anytime you were making a change at the line of scrimmage, the quarterbacks had this long ass animation, which was terrible. Like, just slide protecting your line took like 2.5 seconds. I And I know it was added for realism, but that's got to go. That's got to go. If you trade cards, can you sell them? I imagine not. I think we'll get the same trade block system we have this year, where if you trade something, it is nat. Is there a lot of solos? We didn't get to see any solos. One-play touchdowns, there's definitely a bunch of one-play touchdowns in the game right now. It'll probably be changed. But scoring was very easy. Very, very easy. The card design, we didn't get to see actual card design. But because the cards that they had on there for like the squads look, like it was like they were made for EA Play. So it's hard to say. There is some cool pack stuff, which I can't really talk about. Which I'm sure that'll come out at some point. But whenever someone talks about something with packs, you guys will probably want to go check it out. It's kind of cool. Will Nat cards be the face of MUT? Probably not. I mean, you'll still get Nat rewards and stuff, which is fine. But making your own cards Nat isn't going to be a thing, because you can, if you have a card and you power it up, or you whatever the term they're going to use is for upgrade, you can always take it off and the card's not Nat anymore. If it wasn't that. Pass interference calls were there. Looping blitzes still good. I think so. I think looping blitzes were still there. I was able to scoot through myself a few times on some sacks. Cloud flats were not as good. The best way I found to play defense in the games I played, I played a couple games, I just blitzed a lot of people. And it did a good job. It did a good job. Large quicksell back, I don't know. We haven't seen anything MUT related. We didn't get to see anything MUT related when we were there. It was strictly like a gameplay. So I don't know. I hope so. Usering was not. It was slower, but it was fair enough for the speed. Stretch and pitch. Running the ball was really, really, really hard. Block sheds on the D line were extremely overpowered on the run, so it was tough. Will there be different tiers besides bronze, silver, gold, and elite? No idea. 18 and 19 feel very different. Did you get a speed boost whenever you juke? Not necessarily speed boost, but you weren't slow, if that makes sense. Just send people lurk and pray? Yeah, sort of. What up, Josh? No info on Weekend League or anything like that? Any information I heard about Weekend League isn't something I think I would be able to say anyway. Because I wouldn't want to, I don't want to say anything which I may have been told, or then say something and it be wrong. So I will just not, Is pitch still a thing? I don't think so. I mean, maybe. I mean, tight slots pitch was good because it was symmetrical. It was good years past. Like, is Crossman more in line with 18? Man coverage was very good. So at EA Play, man coverage was very, very good. Changing direction fast was not a thing. You sort of can, but you can't come to a stop and cut on a dime like that. You have to use a move, so you can't just use your left stick. The gameplay was fine for Madden 19. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. It was about what I would expect for I'd probably call it an early alpha. My understanding is that the version we played was somewhere between 3 weeks and a month behind where they actually are. So we were playing maybe like an early May version in the beginning of June. So catching traffic was overpowered if you used the AG. Will Weekend League be better next year? I think they tuned a lot of stuff with Weekend League correctly, giving us more time. The rewards were, improved upon. I've made some suggestions about monthly rewards, how I would like to see them changed. So, I mean, if that comes about, I'll be very happy. Were there some players that looked weird? Yes. Yes. Barry Sanders looked way bigger than he should. New accessories, I don't know. Can we get MUT points for free next MUT? Probably not. Are there Color Rush jerseys? Can't really say anything about jerseys. I think, though, on the Legends team, I'll just say this. I'm pretty sure the coach on the Legends team was Bill Cowher. I'll say I'm pretty sure it was him. I could be wrong. It may be someone else with a beard, but I thought it was Bill Cowher. Can you please make video on Weekend League the cheese be real, man? I don't really know what that means. In-game subs are the same as 18. Deep Blues sort of get messed up. They get messed up. Do you get the Madden 25 fell? Guys, I mean, I want to answer your questions, but they got to be a little Englishy, you know? You don't got to add, like, a question mark, but I need something. They need to add the 49ers retro throwback. I would love retro uniforms back. Absolutely love it. Absolutely. You know, besides playing the game, we got to talk to a lot of people. And the best part about talking to people is you're able to give suggestions and feedback, and it's not in this gigantic Twitterverse where people get bombarded a lot. You know, I'm able to talk to a lot of people and give feedback, and sometimes the feedback is taken and sometimes it's not, and when it's not taken, I understand why. So it's just the way it is. Thresholds, I think thresholds exist. Was zone coverage overpowered? No. Are out routes still broken? I wouldn't say they're broken, but you need to have an underneath route to cover them. Coaching adjustments were very different. Very, very different. I'll say that. Low pass is still cheesy. I don't think they were. No, the low pass, high pass was the same thing this year. High passes were still good. Mutt Master Dion from E-Rock. Dion Jones, maybe. Dion Jones. My opinion on having a 99 zone threshold. I think that making a 99 stat matter is a good thing. But on the same end, I think that having a 99 stat matter is a bad thing, because then everyone just considers MUD as pay to play. It is and it isn't. But, you know, how do you stop C routes, outs, and corners that glitch the coverage? This year it's different. You'll just want to run Mabel concepts and flats and purples, and there's new coverage stuff. I wouldn't worry about any of that stuff. What was the biggest improvement devs wanted to make from 18 to 19? I think just to take away some of the garbage that we had. Honestly. It's not a new game. It feels like a very patched game with a new look. Does a player playing the wrong scheme have any negative effect during the game besides no extra XP? No, I don't think so. Best golden ticket quarterback is Lamar Jackson. Top 3 corners in Madden 19? I don't know. Can you juke in the pocket with the QBs now? I don't think so. What do you think about push the pile fight for extra yards? It's a cool feature. Anytime that we have something that when we run into our linemen and we don't fall down immediately, I'm a fan of, because it happens all the time. 91 route running is still a thing. Did playing the sticks make a difference? Maybe a little. It was hard to tell. It was hard to tell because we didn't know what the ratings were. They wouldn't show you the ratings of any player in the game at all. Everything was a question mark, so I don't know. Playing the sticks make a difference. I only did it in the red zone, and it seemed to make a difference for me this year even. So no defensive counter for Playmaker yet. No, just man someone up. You man someone up, Playmaker's dead. It's even dead this year. It's not a hard thing, honestly. You want to play me day one? I don't know. Day one's gonna be a busy day. I think man will be the start. Will be the meta. Can you get a Madden Turf membership? Yeah, in August, they will be available. QB mobility behind line of scrimmage. The quarterbacks move fine. We got to use Vic, so he moved pretty good. The graphics looked really crisp and clean. Graphics look really crisp and clean, but we were playing on like some dope ass monitors. So, real player motion, it was clunky, but it was more of a slow, because it was like you're trying to interact with people, and I was not the only one that thought that. Is there pancakes? Yes, there was. I thought Juke was better, small sample size, but I've got spun out of my shoes too, so I don't know. Zones are inconsistent. Yes, they were very inconsistent. QB Sean, very good question. QB sneak was very overpowered. I felt it's 10 times better than it was this year. 10 times better. Is there still target passing? I didn't even try. 3-3-5 this year. Do I baseline and press? All depends on the offensive formation. If you go for a rat catch, will they catch the ball in stride or jump in the air? I'll be honest. I was trying to rat catch deep balls sometimes, and I got no animation at all. That's a bug. Did it feel or look like Madden 10? Didn't look like it. Spin moves still burn 2 defenders at a time. It's more a 1 defender thing I noticed, but super small sample size. QB draw still a thing. I did not try to run QB draw. Or I did? I might have. Can the runner fight for extra yards? Absolutely. Right. The only way people gained yards on the ground was like breaking tackles, and when you broke a tackle, you were falling forward or bouncing off players. It was kind of weird. Speed always matters. The thresholds apply to simulation franchise? Probably. I don't know, but probably. Contains were okay. Nobody really ran out of the pocket a lot. I spied people still to do that. Loop blitzes, I think they're still a thing. Robbie, if you get skipped, it's ready again. I did not user the D-line, so I don't know. Notice you fumbled too much when you dove this year. Just the actual dive. I mean, don't actually dive. If you actually dive, there's a chance of fumbling. Pass interference occurs. What was lacking in 19 that you hope improved by launch? Just game speed. Reactiveness, honestly, is the best word for it. If the game reacts better when you hit a button, I'm happy. Will corners react to the ball in 19 that don't have 99 zone? Yes and no. It's going to be a dice roll as opposed to an always thing. When you send a QB spy, do defenders take better angles? It's the same as this year. You have to send your QB spy at the right time. You can no longer rat catch a high point pass. That's probably true, but I noticed it not on high point passes as well. Best playback I used, run and gun. That's what I run now. Bad timing user pick is still a thing. Are tackle sounds and hitting sounds the same? I didn't put the headset on to listen. Was it harder to tackle bigger players? I didn't notice. The QB sneak this year was really bad. Can you dive for the pile on the sideline? Anytime I scored, I was wide open, so I didn't try. Do the wide receivers catch the ball more consistently? It's tough to say. Again, the sample size was really small in years past. We've seen betas and test play of games where there were no drop picks and the drop picks happen, so it's tough. Is long shot back in 19? Yes. Goats should be able to be upgraded all year, I think. We'll wait to. I mean, Jake will probably let everyone know at some point. Is my running gun offense still viable? I mean, maybe. He couldn't run the ball, so it was kind of different. At what point can you put a red chem on a card? I'm not sure. I think it's going to be overall based. Did kick return formations change? I never looked. Were all the playbooks available to us? Yes. Could you jump the pile at the goal line? I think so. Who's the best user linebacker you used? Urlacher? Can we play MUT squads versus friends now? I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know. Did you play anyone that had ST? I don't think so. I don't think there's any abilities on anyone. I think these were all just very base cards. Nobody had Playmaker or anything like that. Do the corners line up properly when you baseline and press? They line up properly this year. So, is gang tackling better? No, I noticed a lot of broken tackles. So I don't know. Is Bunch still good? Corner strike is in the game, yes. Halfback dig out was not. Hit stick animations, bad. They're just bad. Just bad. All right. I'm going to give you guys 3 more minutes because I'm thirsty. I need a break. Did I enjoy the game better than last year? I mean, it's new, so yes. Can you kick a player from squads that they're bad at the game or at their position? Never tried. MUT squads against friends, don't know if that exists. Then I noticed any new hit stick tackles. I'm sure there's new animations, but after like game 2, I stopped trying to hit stick people because I was missing every single one of them. Did I ever get the Falcons tickets from KZ yet? Nah, I gotta hit him back up next month. Is ScoMo better than CC? No. How do you differentiate between truck, stick, and push to pile? Is the CPU decision based? I don't know. You'd have to have more time with it. Are the player getting up animations fixed? I didn't see anything like that. I don't know. What's my record versus ScoMo in 19? I'm going to beat him. But ScoMo also beat Toke. And Toke beat Dubby, so CC beats everyone, right? Hi, streamer, big fan. Hey, viewer, big fan. Is hurdling better? I tried to hurdle people. I was never successful. Halfback screens. Yeah, they're okay. Is it tough to go back to playing 18 after 19? Not really. No. Do you have to ID a player when running out of single back case? You get blocked? I don't. No. Is air truck gone? Yes. Vic Felt's a little slower, but again, I don't know the speed he was. So it's hard to say. Are spy blitzes a thing in 19? You guys have to wait and find out. I didn't notice anything about glitch animations. It's a passing year for sure. I think that offense translates better this year than defense. Was aggressive catch worse than 16? Yes. At that point, yes. Especially for an early release. Is Toke better than CC? I mean, if you ask him, he thinks he's better than everything. But he knows that's not true. I didn't notice warp tackles. Do I think rocket catching will be back? I think it would have been back if we all didn't talk about it consistently. I think it gets kind of removed. I think aggressive catch gets tuned down. It is possible to break up a rocket catch. The CPU can do it, but it was like you caught it 9 out of 10 times. Now user versus it may be a little different, but essentially what we did in squads was one person went 10 yards, one person went 20 yards, and you just picked who you got to throw the ball to. You strafed, because you can strafe in squads now on offense. Pretty cool. And did that. Did I get a fresh cut today? Nope. Does Toke have an inside voice? Toke is super quiet when he's not on camera. No RPOs. Did not see any RPOs. I did try Playmaker, but nobody had the Playmaker ability, so it was really terrible. It was really terrible. Like bad. Is Route Combo coming back to YouTube? Man, I don't know. Maybe. I'll push for him. No signatures released for tomorrow. Everybody is still out in California or something. So if they're behind on stuff, guys, they're still doing stuff. They're all traveling. No one's in the office. Do I suggest keep playing 18 to stay sharp for 19? Yeah. I think I would take a break and pick up and play a little bit of 19 about a week before 19 comes out. Who's the loudest between you, ScoMo, or Toke? ScoMo is the loudest. I'm the quietest. Kevin is... It depends. He can be in the middle. That's it, guys. Now all I ask at this point from everybody here, just hit the like. I think it helps. I still have no damn idea what it does, but I think it helps. So if you guys can do that, that would be dope. That'd be pretty dope. And if you guys have any other questions, put them in the comments section. Let me know. If I get any more time on the game that I can actually talk about, I will do so. If I hear anything, whatever it is, I'll pass along any information that I actually receive myself. Now, I see somewhere and I take it. I'm not one of those people. Right, I played the game. That's the only reason I'm doing this. So that's about it. That's about it. I'm going to put out something tomorrow on why I was so successful in Weekend League running 2 plays that nobody thought were popular. We'll find out. I'm out. Enjoy it.